G'day folks, this is my latest conversion to the 3-link coupling system, and it's this GWR siphon van. This was originally a Lima model, and which you can see under there that the massive tension lock coupling has been removed, which I think improves the appearance of this model greatly. It's quite a nice model. And as I put in my thread on platform 1 yesterday, this was the first long wheelbase wagon I converted. This is an old mainline GWR McCall bogie bolster wagon, and again had big tension lock couplings on the bogies, so I've removed those. And then when I went to run the thing with the previous setup on it, the bent wire hook, etc., I was getting buffer lock between this and the loco because there was so much more movement due to the length of the wagon. Now, I got over this problem by simply putting a bar across the top link here and going back to a split pin arrangement to hold the chain. This was the original concept I came up with, but decided to go with the wire on the little wagons. So this small bit of wire was bent around the chain to act like a stopper, and this has solved the problem. I don't get the buffer lock anymore because the chain is virtually locked onto the end of that pin there. So I thought best to excuse me, best to test it out on the longest wagon I've got, which is this Lima GWR siphon van. And I decided to have a go at bending a bit of wire myself and creating a link just to do the job, and that's the result there. Once I heated it up, this was actually silver coloured wire. When I actually heated it up, it reveals that it's copper underneath, but it's actually quite stiff for copper. Don't quite understand the logic there, but anyway, I bent that to shape to suit the chain. That wire is probably a bit thin for that chain, but doesn't matter, it works. And so this is the end result, and I've just had it on the track testing, and I can show you that, and it works fine. So that's the answer for long wheelbase wagons. Unfortunately, I've only got about 5 long wheelbase wagons because creating this this link here is a bit of a problem. It takes a bit of work. Either way you go about it, whether you bend it or whether you put a bar across there, it takes a little bit of work to get it to work right. But yeah, I think it's a good result actually. So I'll show you the trains moving on the track. Okay folks, this is the ultimate test here, this formation going through here, because it is an S shape. So if it works through there, it'll work through the rest of the railway. So we'll move over to the train, and you can see it's all connected up, and obviously the most movement is going to be generated by this bogie bolster and the siphon van. So you will see how they quite easily travel through the formation. Now this point here is the absolute worst point. See how there's that movement? But the train's fine. Pull it out again. As I've said all along, pulling is not a problem, it's pushing. Pushing is always the problem. So I think that's another problem sorted out. It's no big deal really. If I could use this system here that I've got on the longer wheelbase vans with that special link, I'd just use it on the whole system if I could. But as I said, it's a bit of a pain to make it. So I'll stick with this compromise situation. I've only got to make 5 of those links. I'd rather make 5 than 60 of them. So there you go. Okay, so that's it, folks.